Is it working? Hey guys! Okay, so today I really just want to talk to you guys about my November planning. And what I do to start is I make a pros and cons list for the different things that I have. So my monthly spread and my study schedule. So what I do is I go through and I decide what I would like to keep and what I would like to take away, aka pros and cons. But I think that this month I decided that I really liked this little goal setting I did at the very beginning with this cute little motivational mantra I made for myself, but that almost everything else didn't exactly work very well for me, just because I don't break the chains. I just wasn't very motivated by them, though I liked the concept. The sleep tracker, I actually have an app that does that for me now. I think Sleepy Time, but I really did enjoy it. So if you are interested in one of those and you don't really do well with apps, I think that'd be great for you. The daily didn't work that well for me just because I don't have specific deadlines that I need to be meeting all the time, but I think it would work really well for a student that had lots of upcoming tests and quizzes and things like that. Now on to my study schedule. Basically, when you're making a study schedule, you should weigh your habits versus all the things that you have to get done. So for me, I messed up this month by giving myself too much to do, especially when it came to reading. I was reading this horribly huge history book, which I'm sure you'll see later on. I think I filmed some of it. But it just really was way too much for me at the time. So make sure that when you're making a study schedule, you really think about what is good for you. More pros that I've taken from this month's study schedule are the things that I was actually doing. So, for example, RFI. RFI, I think, is really, really good if you are studying French. It's French radio. So, if you're studying French, I think it's good to help you get more accustomed to faster speakers, but also if you are already fluent in French, it's really great to keep up with international relations, international events, current affairs, all of that fun stuff. So it depends on what you need to use it for and where your language level is. Also, my MOOC. I will, of course, be continuing it, so I'll have to add that into my next study schedule. And my article analysis that I'm doing for a school that I'm applying to, I need to definitely get better at those, so that will be coming with me as well. Now it's time to actually start making my monthly spread. I tend to need to glue little things down like decorations and pieces of paper a lot, so I use this little adhesive from Muji and I really recommend it. It's a lot easier than double-sided tape and it takes less time. I really just start out by decorating the page. So I've been doing this whole mild liner pen thing, like overlapping, that I've been seeing all over Tumblr, and I'm sure you guys have as well. I just really like the aesthetic. I reference my pros and cons list to figure out what things I'm bringing back from October, which this month isn't that much, but that's okay. Paused to have a snack. It's like applesauce, and it's apple, raspberry, and cranberry in a little thing like the babies eat, and it's really good. While I was eating my snack, I thought of a couple things that I could put in my goals section of my November spread. One of these is taking walks at least 3 times a week because I feel like when I take walks, I have a clearer mind. I love being in nature, breathing clean air. It's wonderful. So I really hope that I can implement this a little bit more often. Working on videos is also going to be a bit more important to me this month just because I've been feeling a lot more inspired. I hope you guys can tell, but possibly I'll be implementing a more strict upload schedule for myself, so possibly around 3 times a week. We'll see how that works out. I would also like to use my Forest app for at least 1 hour every weekday. I feel like that is a good goal for me to set just because of all the things I have to get done. And I feel like if I use it for at least 1 hour, I can accomplish most of the things on my lists for each day. In addition to my little goal list, I've added this little water tracker to my November spread. It just has a line for each day and 4 little blocks for me to color in for each bottle of water I drink. Now, to actually make something like this, I just trace a grid onto a piece of paper and number the blocks for the days. Sometimes you'll have to double up on the bottom depending on what day the month starts on. My different activities are color coded, so I just add their different colored check boxes, and that's pretty much it. I really like making monthly study schedules because it gives you a sense of the broad overview of your month and what you're going to be doing on each day. Now I check back to my pros and cons list and just compare to my schedule and see if I've actually followed through. So, my con from this month was giving myself too much to do. So, instead of giving myself specific deadlines within my different books, I have given myself a time limit to work for each day. And if I meet that limit, I'm good to go. So, I think that that is a good way to keep myself productive, but not to stress myself out way too much. Well, that's how I planned for November. So I hope that this inspired you or answered some of your questions on bullet journaling or study scheduling, anything like that. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to contact me on social media or comment down below. I'll see you next video.